This is CBS 7 News at 10. Your eye on West Texas.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, the Permian Basin has experienced much cooler temperatures. Could these colder temperatures mean a possible freeze tonight, though? Meteorologist Tom Tieferteller joins us live from the Weather Center. Tom, am I going to need a coat this weekend?
Probably need a little jacket in the early morning hours as we're going to see temperatures drop down at or just a little bit below freezing, generally north of Interstate 20, also into the mountain areas of West Texas. Let's go ahead and take a look at those current temperatures. Seeing those right now into the mid to upper 40s out there. A little cooler in the mountains, though, already at 42 there in Marfa and Alpine, 39 up in southeast of Mexico in and around the Hobbs area. And over towards Guadalupe Mountains National Park, looking at 39. You add in those east-northeasterly winds that are still up to 24 miles an hour. Wind chill values are dropping down into the upper 20s there at Guadalupe Mountains National Park, but everybody else okay as the winds have calmed down quite a bit. So we're looking for a cold overnight with lighter winds on the way. Should be into the upper 30s by midnight and getting close to freezing by 5 o'clock in the morning across the Permian Basin. And by the early morning hours, we could see a light freeze out there with light east winds and clear skies, bottoming out about 31. And looking at area temperatures for the early morning hours, we are going to see those again into the lower 30s to upper 20s, generally north of Interstate 20. Also down across the Marfa Plateau into the Davis Mountains and the Guadalupe Mountains. A little bit below freezing, so a light freeze on the way. Precautions with the plants and the pets overnight tonight. But it does look like a warm-up on the way into next week.
I saw a mouse run across the floor one day in there, and I reported it to somebody.
Talk on Facebook tonight. The only grocery store in Stanton has what customers are calling a rodent problem. CBS 7's Brianna Gallegos joins us live from the newsroom with more about its effects on the community.
Christopher, the woman I spoke to says she needs the grocery store to stay open.
Well, everybody wants the best quality food.
Tricia Hildreth has lived in Stanton for quite some time, and it's always had a grocery store. But she worries an infestation of mice at the only grocery store in town could change her life for the worse.
Because this one's closed, it's going to be very hard on a lot of people.
If the store were to close, she would have to go to Midland or Big Spring. In her condition, it would be an all-day trip. Hildreth suffers from COPD, a lung disease, which makes breathing difficult.
I'm usually tired, sore, and just out of energy by the time I get home.
A 12-mile journey to the store is the shortest distance she can go to replenish the food in her pantry. According to store management, employees are working to fight the rodent problem.
Christopher, I spoke with the Texas Department of Health, and although they couldn't tell me if the store was under investigation or not, they did ask for pictures. Live in the newsroom, Brianna Gallegos, CBS 7 News.
Brianna, thank you. Presidio's mayor announced today on Facebook that the city and the port of entry will collaborate to create a shade structure to shelter people as they wait to cross the border. The two groups would construct the building just west of the border entry point. Mayor John Ferguson says the city hopes to have the structure put in place by the summer travel season. Ferguson says the lack of place to get outside in the sun safety is an issue. Spellers gathered from around the basin to compete in an unofficial spelling bee at Bowie Junior High this morning. This year, however, the regional contest was unable to secure a sponsor, but instead of accepting the cancellation, one teacher decided to hold a bee of her own. Today, I got to experience the competition for myself. Here's what I saw.
Azure. A-Z-U-R-E. Azure.
17 spellers ranging from 4th to 8th grade came together to compete.
R-E-L-E-V-A-N-T. Relevant.
And an unofficial spelling bee this afternoon. The tall blonde boy on the left side of your screen is Jacob Carter. He's an 8th grader, meaning this is his last chance to go to the National Bee in Washington, D.C.
I was saddened that I wouldn't be able to go, but when I found out about the GoFundMe project, I thought it was a great opportunity.
After the main sponsor for the contest had to drop out, many students like Jacob lost their only hope of going to the nation's capital to compete.
We've got Italian, we've got Dutch.
That is, until one determined Spanish teacher stepped in. You're a Spanish teacher, why are you doing an English spelling bee?
I'm a parent in town. I'm also, first of all, English was my first love, and I was an English teacher too. So I've got the love of words.
That love of words and of the children she serves put her on a nearly 4-month quest, gathering students and sponsors to make the Bee a reality.
This is like no other Bee you're ever going to see, because the kids are coming in early. There's no secret about these words. It's only that they have to be able to spell them.
A tall task, no matter what their age.
I'm pretty sure supercalifragilisticexpialidocious was on the list.
Was it?
Yeah.
And so you're worried about that one?
Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations to 5th grader Gabriel Haley, the winner of the unofficial 2016 Bee. He gets to go to Washington, D.C. to report on the competition for CBS 7. That contest will be held May 22nd through the 27th. And you're looking at a video that was shot just a couple of hours ago. According to one of our photojournalists here at CBS 7, a car attempted to cross on Loop 338 heading westbound when the car that was T-boned was by a truck that was traveling southbound. We're told that there are no life-threatening injuries and that those involved in the crash were transported to MCH. We'll continue to bring you the latest as details emerge. U.S. Congressman Will Hurd returns to the basin this coming Saturday. The representative for the 28th Congressional District will host a meet and greet at Jerry's Cafe in Kermit, along with State Rep Brooks Landgraf, Judge Charles Wolf, Mayor Jerry Phillips, and outgoing Winkler County Sheriff George Keeley. Representative Hurd's district makes up most of the Big Bend region, as well as some of the Permian Basin. The event takes place from 3:30 to 5 in the afternoon. And take a look at this video from earlier today in Odessa. Trucks filled with large refuse lined around the block waiting to legally dump their trash and unwanted bulky furniture. The service, of course, was free and open to anyone willing to stop by and drop off that furniture. As you might have guessed, this event was aimed towards minimizing illegal dumping here in the county. If you missed your chance today, your next chance to drop off will be April 2nd. If you have any questions, you can contact Commissioner Eddie Shelton or the Environmental Enforcement Unit at 432-498-4000. And have you ever wondered what it's like to be homeless? 7 Midlanders are stepping out of their comfort zones to experience what it's like to live on the streets for 24 hours. It's all part of the Church Under the Bridge ministry. Midland's poverty simulation began last night at 6. Hunger, pain, and exhaustion are just part of what these men and women are feeling throughout this experience.
People who have walked away from this simulation have literally said that they'll never look at somebody who lives on the streets the same again.
It's kind of sad, you know, it's heartbreaking actually, because, you know, there's so many that have to go through this, you know, and us, you know, that have it made, you know, we don't take that into consideration.
Today, they were put through a series of events that homeless people have to do to survive, such as finding something reusable in a dumpster and collecting aluminum cans to redeem for cash. To learn more about the simulation, visit our website, cbs7.com. And a city employee from Mertzen is now behind bars for theft. 69-year-old Callie Vorn James Rose was arrested by Texas Rangers and the Erie County Sheriff's Office earlier in the week for theft by a public servant. DPS says Rose was arrested for stealing over $1,500. This is considered a third-degree felony. Rose is being charged with official oppression. The investigation is still ongoing. And a Dubai airliner with 62 people on board nosedived and exploded in a giant fireball. The Dubai airline attempted to land in strong winds in the southern Russian city of Rostov-on-Don, killing everyone aboard. Russia's emergencies ministry says the plane, operated by Fly Dubai, was carrying 55 passengers. According to the airline, there were no survivors. 4 children were among those killed. And an intense scene in downtown Salt Lake City tonight as hundreds of protesters gathered outside a Donald Trump rally. Brittany Tate reports from the presidential campaign in the state of Utah.
Say Trump! You say Trump! 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 Trump!
Harsh words for Donald Trump at a protest at Washington Square.
Trump! Trump! Trump!
Protesters marched down State Street. They yelled and chanted. And sparks flew as they came face to face with a group of Trump supporters who were hoping to get inside the rally. Escalated emotions caused police to form a barricade wearing their riot gear. Protesters say Trump is causing a divided and violent society.
He would not be a good choice for president, and I think he would lead us in terrible decisions.
However, Trump supporters say the violence wasn't coming from their presidential hopeful, but from the protesters.
The Republican side is really calm and nice and considerate, and the liberals are all pissed off. And they're full of hatred. It's funny.
And new this weekend, in the Ector County Independent School District held a recruiting fair at the MCM Fundome this morning. The district, which told us it needs more teachers, had about 100 job-seeking certified educators in attendance. All of the district's principals and many teachers manned the booths, talking to potential colleagues about the benefits of working here in Ector County. District employees believe today was a great success.
So on a Saturday morning, to have 100 candidates come and want to be a part of it, it's a productive day.
This career fair was for certified teachers only. ECISD will host another career fair later this year for support staff. And Texas Tech's Health Science Center hosted a conversation for parents about health and sexual education at New Tech Odessa this morning. The Super Parent Workshop taught parents how to reach out to their children on hard topics like sex and dating. The big takeaway for parents: you are the biggest influence on your children.
Well, it's mostly to get information, to learn how important you are, but mostly to get information to feel more comfortable opening the dialogue for yourself and for your kids.
For more information on the Super Parent website, visit Texas Tech's website, ttuhsc.com/Odessa. Well-known restaurant is raising money to help local law enforcement. Dickey's Barbecue says their Barbecue for Badges event is designed to help support all local law enforcement. 20% of all sales were donated to Bustin' for Badges. Bustin' for Badges, of course, is a clay shooting event that raises money for local law enforcement.
We don't think that people appreciate the police enough. We want to contribute as much as we can and try and help them out. And it was a good opportunity for us to partner up with them and try to generate some funds for them. So
it gives us a chance to communicate with the public in a different way than we usually have to. It gives the public a chance to come out, look at the equipment we use, talk to the officers, and get to know them as just regular people instead of that person that comes to deal with a problem they have.
That fundraiser, of course, ended tonight at 7 o'clock. And you still have time to visit Howard County's Spring Carnival. The 3-day event is located at the Howard County Fairgrounds, and tomorrow is the last day. It's a $25 fee at the door to get in. And of course, if you're at Ector County and want to have some fair fun, the carnival is set up shop in Ector County Coliseum as well. And you are looking at some of the special guests that attended this year's Comic-Con. Tomorrow will be your last day to attend one of the biggest comic conventions to return to West Texas. A new concert venue is set to open next month. Our news partners at the Odessa American say the Dos Amigos venue is under new management. The venue has been closed for several months as major renovations take place. They've turned it into a multi-event venue with a restaurant and a patio bar. This transformation added a wider stage, canopies, and additional bathrooms and bars. But that's not all. The balconies and a new beer garden are now offering guests an outdoor seating option. The soft opening, billed as a construction pre-party, is scheduled for April 1st. Texas country artist Pat Green will perform. And today, the Commemorative Air Force hosted its first annual Warbirds and Wheels. I could tell you about it, but the organizers, they said it best.
This is the ultimate male testosterone-driven event. Cars, airplanes.
Hangar hosted about 80 Corvettes, hot rods, classic cars, Jeeps, and motorcycles. Hundreds of people went to the event. The funds raised went to support the honor flight of the Permian Basin. And it was a great day for a car show, by the way. Not too cold, some slight wind. And coming up, Weather Authority Tom Tieferteller will let us know if it's going to get cold this week. Stay with us.